Hey everyone, and welcome back to Life at Leeds with me, GWFM. Today we've got a 6th round tie in the FA Cup against Watford, Premier League Watford of course. Should be a tough game, but let's get into what's been happening in between, starting with some highlights. So going into the first lot of highlights, it was a game away against Ipswich Town at Portman Road, and we came out 3-1 victors thanks to Marcus Anderson scoring a hat-trick. It was very pleasing to see. He was very prolific in his goal-scoring exploits. Thomas Smith did get a goal to put Ipswich Town in front, but our clash just seemed to show as the game progressed. Then we moved on to a home game against Yorkshire rivals Sheffield Wednesday, and you might remember a couple of years ago that Leeds got beat 6-0 by Sheffield Wednesday. And not quite the same result, but as good a result with us winning 5-0. Keith Stealing getting 2 goals, Phillips getting 1, and Hadi Sacco getting a brace as well, much to Fry Badger's dismay, because if you haven't checked already, or haven't seen him already, should I say, Fry Badger has got a save at the moment with Sheffield Wednesday. It's a great save, he's doing very well, he's trying to push for an automatic promotion spot into the Premier League. He's halfway through like an advent calendar sort of challenge where he's doing every single game one game every day. But yeah, moving back onto this game, they did go down to 10 men, but not until it was 4-0, and we got to go quickly after that. But after that, it was pretty much a non-affair, as you can probably see in the timeline below. As a result of that, Antonsen did acquire the Player of the Month, which is very pleasing, of course. Got 7 goals in 5 appearances, and I'm hoping he can continue that vein of form. And despite obviously the recent results, I had 6 wins. Sorry, in 6 matches, I had an 83% win ratio. Wasn't enough to win the Manager of the Month because Steve Bruce won it instead with a 100% record, albeit in 1 less games. More confidence came up, and the board are absolutely delighted with the way that I'm leading the team, so I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Finances are looking strong. We've actually gained a bit of money. I seem to think we were on about 8.6 million. Now we're on just shy of 8.9, so we're making money, probably mainly because of this cup run. So hopefully we can go on further today. However though, Burger Team Extraordinaires, it seems, Birmingham City, did beat us 3-1. We weren't helped firstly by an early goal from Clayton Donaldson, a header at the near post, but Charlie Taylor then got sent off for a reckless 2-footed challenge, which was a big pain in the dick. But we gave him a decent game with 10 men. We got it back to 2-1 after Magoma got a goal to make it 2-0, and Kyle Bartley it was that did get that goal back. But Fabrini got a goal in the second half, pretty much killing off any hopes of salvaging a draw, and it did leave us to move on to the next game. But before that game, we got our youth intake, and I kid you not now, I've played every Football Manager, Championship Manager since about 97-98 season, and to be honest with you, every youth intake, I think the best I've ever had has been 3 stars potential ability. So for us to pick up this guy called Anthony Green, is currently 1.5 star current ability, but 4 star, potentially 5 star ability is absolutely the most pleasing thing I've ever seen, and I can't believe it's happened on a YouTube save as well. Because like I said, I've never had anyone. I mean, if you watched any of my Easter series last season, every single one was the biggest pile of dog shite you've ever seen. But this guy's got some promise, hasn't he? I mean, looking at his determination to start off with, he's got 15 for that. He's a fit player, 15 fitness, 12 stamina, 12 pace, fairly quick as well, and agile, and he's brave as well. But obviously his technicals could do with some work, albeit his passing and technique are pretty decent, but things like his first touch need working on, and probably a bit of finishing as well. He's going to be probably training to be a central midfielder, a bit like what Calvin Phillips has been doing. Hopefully he can progress in the future. But the last game before today's game against Watford was away at Fulham, and I thought we'd thrown it away. We did go 1-0 in front thanks to Chris Wood, who then picked up a knock 10 minutes ago, brought on 2 of my subs because I wasn't looking, I wasn't paying attention, and all of a sudden it was 80 minutes. Brought them on, got to the 88th minute, and I'm thinking, right, I'll use one to time waste because it was still 1-0. And what happens is a highlight just as I click on it, and it's like, bollocks, I know what's going to happen here, and it did just that with Cabano getting a goal a header at the near post, and it left me absolutely smarting. So I shouted at him. I aggressively said, demanded more, I think it was, or get creative, one or the other. And we got a response, albeit it was a bit of a comical goal. Kearney smashing the ball into Lopez, and it just went in. So very thankful for that, Tom. You're a star. But yeah, it did leave us in a very commanding position. Chris Wood did get injured, and unfortunately he's out for 5 to 6 weeks. I've left him to the physio, so yeah, he's going to be a big loss. As a result, these are the recent results. Unfortunately, that Birmingham City, that blip in the middle of some really good form. We did actually get an achievement scoring in 20 consecutive games, so that was very pleasing as well. But yeah, it's been a long run that we've had. There, a good 6 games in a row we won, enjoying quite a lot of, enjoying the good times basically. But Birmingham City, they did beat us earlier on in the season. I think it was second game of the season. And we just can't seem to beat them, and they'd been on a bit of poor form as well, so that was disappointing. But going on to the following game, maybe thinking we might get beat, and then the snatch a late equaliser. I'm just glad we got over the line. It's given us enough confidence going into today's live com. But before we have a look at today's opponents, let's have a look at the league table and where we sit. So as you can see, we're still sitting in the playoffs, albeit we are third. We have got a game in hand over a few teams right in and around us. In fact, pretty much all the teams in and around us. If we can win that game, it would see us in a decent position. 3 points off automatic in the shape of Norwich City, and further 3 points away from Newcastle, who of course must have won their game because they were 3 points before this game. 10 games to go, 30 points to play for. Maximum points we can get is 98. I would be hoping to target at least 88. I think that would see us through with getting through automatically. I think we'd be very unlucky to finish in the playoffs if we hit that target. But that's the target I'm setting. Whether we hit that remains to be seen. But first, we've got a small matter of the FA Cup 6th round. So let's have a look at Watford. So Watford, of course, they spent a large amount of time in the Championship, a couple of yo-yo seasons where they've gone up and then come straight back down. First of all, it was in the late 90s, and then again, it was the actual season that they beat Leeds in the playoff final. I'll never forget that. It was the most depressing day of my life, because the following season, if you're a Leeds fan, you know what happened afterwards. We got relegated and ended up in League One and had the 15-point deduction, etc, etc. But Watford have been an impressive team of late, and I can't help but feel that the FM hierarchy, being Watford fans, do overrate the players maybe. Some of the players do look pretty good. First, before that, we're going to look at the manager, Walter Mazzari, who of course looks absolutely exceptional. I don't really need to say anything because his attributes speak for themselves. And then you've got Troy Deeney, who, at 28 years old, he looks class, doesn't he, really? Composure and finishing maybe could be better as well as his first touch, but he works very hard, he's very determined, he's a leader, he's very strong, he's a powerful striker, I would say, and he's definitely going to take some stopping today, especially with no Pontus Jansson in the side. Aurelio Gomez is their goalkeeper, and he's still a very good goalkeeper at the age of 36. One weakness probably being his eccentricity at 16, but we'll have to wait and see how he does perform. He's still very strong, he's still very able, and he'll be a 4-star player in the Championship, mid-table sort of esque, which is what we're projected to be at the start of the season. The key player is Roberto Pereira. Looks very good, very nimble, very good technically on the ball, and off the ball as well. Mentally, in terms of concentration and bravery, he's not the best there, so we might look to try and target him there, maybe going hard at him a couple of times. We'll have to wait and see, but he has got a little bit of flair, so he might be able to do us that way. But yeah, he's going to be a very tricky customer. Their results of late, they've been half decent. They beat Manchester City last time out 1-0, so that's no mean feat. And they beat Crystal Palace to get to the 6th round to face us. And they've had probably a little bit tougher running in terms of the FA Cup rounds than us. They seem to either score and then not concede, or they concede and not score. That seems to be a bit of a theme based on, looking at it, 11 games in a row they've gone without either scoring or conceding. So if they've conceded, they haven't scored. If they've scored, they haven't conceded. So I think the first goal is definitely going to be key in this game. So moving on to our team selection, and we have got a few issues, especially in the defensive area. We've got no Charlie Taylor because he's suspended. We also have no Pontus Jansson because he's still injured, and also Cal Bartley picked up his 15th yellow card, and as a result he misses today's game. So we have got literally bare bones defenders. We've got the already decided to go elsewhere Unai Bilbao and Luis Lopez as a centre-back pairing. Behind them is Marco Silvestri in goal. On the right-hand side, you've got Faraone, Angelino on the left-hand side, with Sacco continuing at right wing. Dallas comes back in at left midfield, and Mowat and Phillips partner again in the middle of the park. You know, they've played quite well recently, apart from against Birmingham. But Keith Stealing is going to be Panabatakar, who's been moaning about some football, or should I say lack of football. Hopefully, he's going to, you know, it's going to be a massive stroke putting him back in, and he can give us a little bit of impetus to pick him next time. Right, so surprisingly, we're the favourites for this game, but I think the team tack I'm going to go for is the media have given you a lot of credit lately, so let's go out and put on a worthy display. We are at home. I'm hoping we can put on a decent show for the faithful. I've just said giving them faith, and basically, yeah, it's a fairly decent response, 8 out of the 11. I'm hoping we can push on and get a decent start in this game. Today's Emirates FA Cup 6th round tie is brought to you live from Elm Road. It's Leeds United FC against Watford FC. Right, so the teams line up. And for some reason there's no sound in the background, but never mind. It's going to be a tight game, is this, I reckon. Closer than what people think. I'm still a bit wary about the centre-backs, but it is us that get the game underway, going from left to right. Right, early highlight. Mowat plays a loose free kick, but fortunately Phillips has retrieved it. Worth noting they're playing with 2 injured players. Well, it said 2 injured players, but there's only actually 1 for some reason. But Angelino has it. The left hand side is coming forward. Kind of gives it away, but doesn't. Dallas then trips over a few times, but Keith Thielen jumps up for the header, but doesn't get there. Now it's Sacco. Tries to find Thielen. He scores it for Dakar, and he scored! Get in! Come on, Duke! The Duke has scored! Silencing my non-picking, if that's even the right way to put it. He was complaining, like I said before, and he's justified his selection right there. Maybe a touch fortunate. I thought Thielen might have been offside there, but I don't care, because the fans inside Ellen Road are going mad, and it's 1-0 Leeds. Come on! Right, another chance perhaps now. Mowat finds Phillips, trying to play it forward, but it's blocked, but it's come to Sacco. Delightful ball out wide left to Angelino. Angelino now crosses in deep. Dallas is there, sent it just over the bar. Good effort, unlucky. Right, it's a free kick, and James is stood over it, squares it to Holibus Oil, and now it's Pereira, now it's Cathcart. Plays it wide, but Faraone clears away, and Ducara with a nice first time pass to Thielen. He's got overlapping runners, and one of them is Sacco. Sacco, running at the defender, runs wide. He does lose it to Britos though, and it's now a charge and run from James, but Luis Lopez is quick on the scene. Faraone though, oh look at that, he skips past him like he wasn't even there. In fact, he got morphed through, but it doesn't matter because Capu's eventually come away with it. Now it's Igalo coming forward, he cuts in field. Great tackle, Lopez, but it's gone no further than Britos. It's playing to Dini, who brings it down superbly. That's a go, it's hit the bar, and Luis Lopez is first to clear it away, but there's an offside anyway. Silvestri plays it wide right to Faraone. Infield to Phillips. Squares it to Mo. First time ball to Thielen. It's a decent ball to be fair. Now it's Phillips. Wide to Faraone again. Sacco. Plays it down the line. He's just kept hitting this Faraone somehow, impossibly, you would say. Phillips squared to Mo. First time ball to Dallas. Dallas! In off the post! Get in! Come on, Dallas! Dare I dream. Are we heading to the semi-final here? I cannot believe this. I mean, I was wary. We obviously lost to Sunderland in the League Cup. But obviously we beat Chelsea, albeit we were very lucky with the mistakes that they made. But this is a big game, Ellen, a big performance, and we're playing very well. It's another highlight, half an hour gone. Dini loses out to Bilbao, surprisingly, with his like 20 strength or whatever it is. Dallas, on the left hand side, gets tackled by Yam. No, he doesn't. And Thielen is found. Now it's Phillips. Plays it wide to Faraone. Decent crossing position, plays it in field, but it's a poor cross really, and Britos clears all the way to Igalo, but Luis Lopez kind of stamps on his calf, but play on is waved, should I say, and that's a great ball to Holbersile. And he's in a crossing position for Round. He does make a tackle, but Silvestri parries it away with great aplomb. Corner. Holubis to take. Swings it in. And that's Pereira, edge of the area. Has a tame shot and it's going to the side netting along the floor. And it's not really much of a test for us. Alright, Troy Deeney has picked up a knock. It might mean that we see the back of him, but as Angelino plays a long ball to Keith Thielen, it's a great ball. Dicara now, charging forward at pace, plays it wide. I think he was aiming for Thielen, but it's found its way to Faraone, who gets tackled by Holubis, and now it's Igalo, plays it in field to Deeney. Deeney, nice return pass to Igalo, who's wide left, crosses in to Deeney, Capu, sorry, and it's hit the side net, no, it's hit the post apparently. What a save from Silvestri! I was like Al Habsi-like, if anyone remembers that save. I actually expected that to be a goal then. I can't believe that didn't go in. And I often complain about the goalkeepers, but that was absolutely superb. And now Dicara, we're on the counter-attack here. Finds Thielen, you've got to play in Dallas or get tackled instead, that's good too. But yeah, Gomez with a long kick downfield. Finds a guy, it's kind of head-to-end is this, it's a decent game. Deeney. Finds Cathcart, played forward to Yanmat. And Cathcart has it again, a long ball, plunked towards James. He does win the header, and Igalo hits it first time, it's hit the bar. And I'm pretty sure they've hit the woodwork 3 times. As the ball is kicked long, Britos heads back forward, Phillips to Keith Thielen. Dicara plays it wide to Sacco. I was just having a look at the match stats because I've got no woodwork on there, and I'm sure I normally have it on. But anyway, Faraone crosses in. Big thumble from Gomez, but I'm not going to complain. I've just changed it. It is a corner. It will work. They have indeed hit it 3 times. Cathcart does head the ball away, and Luis Lopez is on the chase against Holubis, who plays a delightful long ball for Igalo. He's kind of would have won the keepers up against 2 defenders. What a challenge from Angelino. And Sacco now, can he bring it away? No. End of highlights. So an exceptional first half. There's nothing more I could have asked for, really. I'm going to say you might be winning, but that could also change if performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. I'm saying that because we're supposed to be the favourites for this game. If we'd have been like massive underdogs, I'd have probably just said I'm pleased. But I think it's worth going for this. And as you can see, it's a decent response. So yeah, let's hope we can continue this. Might just do a calm concentrate, something like that. Right, so the second half is underway. Right, Yanmat has got a yellow card. Moet with a free kick. Oh! Did that hit the bar? I think it hit it twice. Right, corner. Moet swings it in. Bilbao wins a header. Luis Lopez makes it 3. Come on! That's surely 1 foot in the semi-final. Second goal of the season for him. The first one was very fortunate, but this time was very much meant. And yeah, God, we're playing quite well. I'm pretty sure that shot before hit the woodwork twice. I'm sure it said 0 times for the woodwork, but Bilbao with the header flicking it across Luis Lopez, headering past a despairing dive of Aurelio Gomez, and I can't be happier. So I'm going to make a couple of changes. I've got Jesper Karlsson coming on. We're 3-0 up, and I feel like I can give him a bit of game time here against a decent opponent. No disrespect, but the Premier League opposition as opposed to Championship or lesser. Dicara also has picked up a knock as well, so it's kind of swinging me towards taking him off. Ronaldo Vieira just coming on for Alex Moet. Moet's played decent. I just want to give Ronaldo Vieira some more game time. A couple of youngsters coming on. And it's back to Silvestri. Long kick downfield, back the other way. Cathcart and the other defender combined, and it's to get it away from Karlsson, and Thielen this time loses it. Igalo looking for a through ball to find Deeney, and it's a mistake from Bilbao, and he's got sweaty goals if he wants, but he's got himself. The greedy bastard, you might say, but I don't care. We're 3-0 still. So another highlight instantly. Now it's Angelino at the left back, plays it forward to Dallas, squares it to Vieira. He's only been on a couple of minutes. Dallas squares it again to Phillips. Forward to Karlsson. First time ball to Thielen. Look at the overlapping run from Sacco, but it's gone the other way, and Dallas has it now. Crossing positioning, and it just finds Sacco at the back post, and it's over the bar. If that were 4-0, that would definitely cement it. Am I right in feeling nervous? I think if they get a goal back, it's going to turn the other way. I've just got that feeling. But Sacco has it and finds Vieira. Long ball towards Thielen. Nice little turn, a bit like Dennis Bergkamp-esque. Has a shot, and the keeper, Gomez, does make a big save there. Bit of a shame. Throwing. Faraone is going to take it. Throws it to Sacco. First time ball back to him. It's chested down beautifully, but then he falls over Kennedy, who kicks it long towards Deeney, but Lopez intercepts very well. Now it's James. He's up against Sacco. loses out to both him and Phillips. Phillips finds Thielen. Can he square it? He plays it towards Dallas, but it's cut out well, and Pereira plays a long ball. It looks like they're playing 3 up top at the minute, and Lopez and Bilbao are playing quite well, the 2 Spaniards. Faraone plays it infield to Sacco. Back to Faraone again, square to Phillips. Now it's Thielen. He's got a few options in front of him. Carlson is one of them, and he plays a delightful ball to Sacco. He's got to cross the sin. He does. Dallas is in. It's 4-0. We're going to the semi-final, boys. Words fail me. You know, we're struggling to beat Birmingham City, but yet we can beat chuffing Watford. What's this all about? Sacco getting behind. Decent ball from Carlson. And Dallas there with a flying volley. And Gomez is just left despondent in his pink kit. So there's about 8.5 minutes to go, and I'm going to try Kamaru in deep line forward role with Carlson just turning to a target man type. Let's see how they both fare in those roles. Let's see how they get on. Right, 1 minute of stoppage time. There's about 50 seconds left. And what did I say at the beginning? I said, you know, in their recent fixtures, they either score first and then no one else scores, or vice versa. And it seems that seems to be the way. And you could say it's been a way that we've got success. We scored first. No pun intended with that guy's name. Well, it probably was, maybe slightly. But Roof has it now. Can we make it 5 just before the end of the game? It's 20 seconds to go. Vieira tries to find Dallas with a bit of an ambitious ball, to say the least. Angelina once more. 10 seconds to go. Phillips, have a go, son. Tries to find Carlson. It's cleared away. Success. Finds Dine. There's 3 seconds left. Lopez with a great challenge. He's been exceptional today. That is it, 4-0. And what can I say? I can't believe how well we're doing. And you know what? There's only, for me, one team I'd expect us to definitely get beat left in the draw. We'll do the draw next after I've done this team talk. And I'm going to say, passionately, I'm very happy with the result and where we played, because I cannot be any more happy than that. Everyone above a 7.6, I think. Apart from Mo to come off, and he probably would have gone on to get a better rating. So I'm absolutely over the moon. And quite a lot of the boys are looking very confident, and it's a good place to be. So the one downside is we lost to Cara for 2 weeks from injury. One thing I will say is I just got the achievement for beating beating expectations. The one that's been 90% or higher in terms of their expectations of you. So I'm very pleased with that. Right, so we've got the FA Cup semi-final draw. Obviously there's us left in it, there's Manchester City left in it, Southampton and Sunderland. I'd love to get Sunderland and get payback. It's one team I am hoping to get. So let's go ahead and do the automatic draw and see who we get. Southampton draw. Us! I think it's winnable. Man City against Sunderland. I'd like to think Southampton probably my second choice. Let's have a quick look at them. Currently 8th in the league. So, you know, Watford were 10th at the time of playing them, and I think we've got a chance, you know, getting to the final. If it'd been Man City, they said, see you later on. Who did Southampton beat to get into this into the semi-final? They actually beat Liverpool 2-1 away at Anfield, which is very surprising. But yeah, there's definitely tougher ties I could have had. Obviously Liverpool, if they'd have got through. I think Tottenham got beat by Sunderland of all teams. So, God, exciting times. So lads, it's going to be a long time until the next video in terms of my game time. Apologies as well, by the way, for how long it's been. We've got 7 games coming in between, and then we've got the semi-final against Southampton. I can't not do that. I've got to go for it, and who knows? We'll have a rough indication as to whether we're going up or not. But we'll have to wait and see. But current form, we're playing very well. But yeah, I'm going to definitely come back for the Southampton game. Hopefully you can join us for that. So that is it, guys. A fantastic result for us in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup 6th round, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I mean, how can you not, really? But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, why not press that like button? If you're new to the channel, why not press that subscribe button? Keep up to date with what's happening here at Life at Leeds. And yeah, hopefully you'll join us for the next one. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye bye.